Hello, dear students. Some of you may be concerned about what's happening with the AP exam coming up in May, and you may or may not have been following online what the changes are. So I thought I would create a short summary for you about the changes. This is the website here that tells us about the updates for schools. You were probably sent something that looked like this or this page. So here is the short list. One, they're going to shorten the test. It will be available for people online. Maybe you were one of the students who were, as it says here, one of the 18,000 AP students they surveyed to make sure that they still wanted to actually run the test. So they heard a resounding yes, but they did want to shorten it, and they do want to make sure that there's some equity. So they're only creating one test that will be concerned with materials that most students will have gotten to by March. So roughly 3/4 of the material for the year. All right, so as it says here, you can take it on your tablet, on your smartphone. You can even write it by hand and submit a photo. There are lots of ways to do it. This is important. It's not going to have any multiple choice whatsoever. So while Ms. Sanderson and Ms. Gerges and I were thinking about what we would do with distance learning before they made this announcement, we thought, oh, let's have our students work on some of those AP multiple choice questions. Well, no more. We are going to go back to some basics and think about some of the skills that we need for all of the essays. All right, so if you are going to do only one 45-minute essay on this test, that means probably it cannot be the synthesis essay because that's not enough time to read materials and write about them. So it's going to be one of two essays, essentially. It's going to be the rhetorical analysis or the argument. Aha. All right, what else do we need to know? They have a YouTube channel, and they are providing, College Board is providing various tutorials online to help students catch up and review before the exam. So that's kind of nice. If you look at them here on the right of the screen, it goes back to the beginning, identifying the rhetorical situation, and notice it's in a pre-20th century text. I wonder if that is important to know. Word choice, significance, or relevance of the writer's, oh, something. Anyway, all of these will be available and they will continue to add more. They have a live time on this schedule, and our time is going to be 3 to 3:45. That's Eastern time, so it's really 2 to 2:45 Central time when they open that up back on Wednesday, March 27th. Friday, March 27th. Never mind. Okay, one or two other things to note. Let's see. That is this man. If you really want to know the up-to-date stuff, follow Trevor Packer on your Twitter feed. He is the vice president of College Board, and he has been the one who's had even more updates than their website. So, for example, he's the one who said by April 3rd, we're going to post some specifics for each exam. He also reassures students that if they want to opt out and cancel anything, they can. So that's kind of the update. If I were to read the tea leaves here, and maybe this is a bad idea, you've got rhetorical analysis, you've got argument. What do you bet? I bet they're going to go with rhetorical analysis, and uh, that may be meaningless, but that's the kind of exam that would show that you would be able to recognize in other people's writing what rhetorical moves they're making while you are making great moves yourself as a writer. So that might be the ticket. So we'll find out more by April 3rd. Up to that point, we will continue to work on some great skills that will help you no matter what. And hope this was helpful for you. You'll also see at the bottom right of our PowerSchool page, I do have all of these things, and I'll continue to add some updates for you as they come out. So we will wait with bated breath until April 3rd, when we'll know more about which essay it will be. All right, girls, take care. See you soon.